Before we begin, please do me a favor and the comment below, just say hello, hi, or present, sort of like a roll call in the class. All right, thank you very much for doing that. I appreciate that. That just lets me know that people are interested in this type of content. That's all. All right, here we go. Teams, zoom in issue. Good afternoon. I was on campus yesterday for the first time since I was promoted, or I'm sorry, since I was prompted to change my password. I plugged into the network via Ethernet for updates to take place, which is all good. You're supposed to do that, so that's good. This morning I struggled to connect to the Teams breakout sessions. It would attempt to connect and then time out. Once I finally connected, my video did not work. I'm having the same issue with Zoom, although it seems to be more complex with Zoom. So for those people who don't know, Teams and Zoom is very similar type of software that lets you have virtual video meetings. When I try to join a meeting, either one, I am starting or joining one sent to me, I'm able to get in, but the video won't start. Once I click on anything, share screen, mute, or enable videos, etc., Zoom freezes and says it's not responding. And it says here, I am unable to end Zoom call by clicking leave or end. I have to press Control Alt Delete to bring up the task manager and can leave and then can leave the meeting. I had a call with Zoom tech support today and they were unable to resolve the issue. I also worked with CCBC tech support. I'm assuming this is for the company you work for, who was unable to resolve the issue as we couldn't maintain a connection on Zoom for him to be able to control it. And it says here, I have uninstalled, reinstalled Zoom on my computer and I have the latest version. So the issue is actually not with either Teams or Zoom. It's most likely with the network connection at the campus. And the good indicator of this is I was on campus yesterday for the first time, right? For the first time since I was prompted to change my password. Now, this is just coincidental. You know, the fact that you were prompted to change the password, this is just coincidental. But it's good to think about things that recently happened. But since the issue is with what appears to be some kind of connection issue, I wouldn't worry about password changing and all that. And it says, I plugged into network via Ethernet for the updates to take place. So this is a clue here. This whole sentence here is a clue. What also could be the issue is that if your computer wasn't on the network and maybe some updates like software updates, patches, this and that require you to be directly plugged into network. I mean, I don't know. This is just an educated guess. It could be that as soon as you connected, the updates started to take place, which can slow things down, including, you know, video issues when it comes to viewing or streaming data, whether it's Teams or Zoom. So the issue is if the updates take place, if the updates start to take place, chances are that it's taking up the bandwidth, and we don't know what kind of bandwidth that you might have at your network that you're connecting to. And you can simply test this by just going to Google and typing bandwidth test, you know, bandwidth test speed, and you can do a speed test. And this is the first one that comes up, which is the whatchamacallit, Google ones. And you do the bandwidth test, and this is the download speed first. So you're gonna need download and upload speed at the same time. You can, and here, this is what I'm getting right now. These are, you know, this is really good. You don't need more than, I'd say 10 to 15 for a solid session of Zoom or anything else. And you need at least 10 up or down in minimum, in my opinion. Anything below that, you can expect lag, bad connection, whether it's audio or video. Also check the task manager and look to see what's taking up a lot of CPU if the updates are being pushed. So if the updates are being pushed, chances are there's a lot of CPU power going on, and then there's a lot of writing to the disk. If you look at this column here, you'll see a lot of writing. This is almost nothing here. This is just happening because Edge is open and just system processes. You could also look at the performance, see if there is anything going on that stands out. You know, like let's say you're running out of RAM or something like that. Also check the network speeds to see how fast it's going, and you know, see how much is being used, I should say. If this is maxed out, like here, you know, 300 on average kilobits per second is less than 1 megabit per second, and in my speed test here I have 148 megabits and also 64, so it's not issue here. So if it looks like this, then it's fine, but start with bandwidth speed test, and then to see if there is anything in the background taking up the processing power, and I would start from there, because I doesn't, to me this is most likely not anything else, because we got the same issue in Zoom and Teams. I hope that's easy to understand. I will just leave a note, and I would say in this case I would look into network speed issues or local updates using a lot of processing power to, yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. It's, you know, chances are that local updates are using a lot of processing power. This, I'm going to say this sometimes can happen when you connect to the network while being away or etc. And I hope that comes across as understandable. What I mean is that, you know, if you haven't plugged your computer into the network, into the company's network, which controls your updates and everything else, then chances are it can suddenly start to install updates while you connect for the first time. And this may be just coincidental, the way you phrase it here, you know, where it says I was on campus yesterday for the first time since I was prompted to change my password. It's probably not related to changing of the password, but the fact that it's, you know, I was on campus yesterday for the first time, it could mean to me as in, you know, somebody who just kind of reads this, it could mean that you weren't on campus for a while. You know, I don't know, I'm just guessing, you know. But I would look into these issues that I've stated here, and you can let me know if the issue is resolved. I will keep it open. Sure, why not?